Welcome to St. Thomas Episcopal Church for our annual concert of love songs for Valentine's Day. Usually for our love song concert, we have it in two parts. For the first part, we sing quote-unquote classical style love songs in the church, in the sanctuary. And then for part two, we normally go to our hall, to Rance Hall, and we have refreshments, and we have maybe some bubbly to drink with our refreshments, whether that bubbly be bubbly water or Prosecco. We still have bubbly to drink, and we listen to our love songs in the popular vein in the hall. This year, because of COVID, in the time of COVID, we are unable to have, first of all, an audience, so that we have that communication between the singers and the audience, and we don't have the opportunity to go to the hall to record either. So we're going to be recording our entire concert here in the church. We begin with part one, the classical portion. Belle Nuit, O Nuit d'Amour from Tales of Offenbach. Thank you to Samantha and to Edgar for this duet. And what a wonderful way to start a love song concert. Belle nuit, o nuit d'amour, souris à nos ivresses. Lovely night, a night of love. Smile upon our joys. Thank you to Samantha and Edgar for this barcarolle. As we know, a barcarolle is a song that reminds us of a boat, the barca, rocking on the water back and forth. We have only to close our eyes and imagine this time on the Grand Canal in Venice, with our barca being oared by a dashing gondolier. And the two characters, the shadow, the reflection, singing to Giulietta from the water. Ah, how romantic. What a wonderful love song.
Du holde Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilde Kreis umstrickt, hast du mein Herz zu warmer Lippen zunden, hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt, in eine bessere Welt entrückt. Oft hat ein Seufzer deiner Hafen flossen, ein süßer, heiliger Akkord von dir. Den Himmel besserer Zeiten mir erschlossen, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Lovell. Usually, when we have our concerts at the church and we have songs that are in different languages, we have a program which gives you the translations for these various songs in these foreign languages. But alas, here in the time of COVID, since we are virtual, the best I can do is translate a few of the poignant words for you. So in this lead that we just heard by Lovell, we have the words in German translated into English as such. You lovely art, in how many gray hours where I was stricken by life, you ignited my heart for warm love. You brought to me a better world, brought me to a better world. And then it closes by saying, you lovely art, I thank you for it. You lovely art, I thank you. So thus we had our love song, in this particular case, to music, an die Musik. Thank you, Samantha. In this opera, La Rondine, Prunier is a poet, and he declares that love is back in fashion. And Magda sits at the piano and writes a song about true love. Love not for money, but true love. It's a short aria, but Puccini puts the punch in it. And honestly, when I hear Puccini, he gets inside of me and pulls me inside out with his music. Translation, a little bit of the translation. Ah, my dream. Ah, my life. Who cares about riches if it finally flourishes happiness? Oh, golden dream to be able to love like this. So there we have a love song about not being able to have love if you were real rich or if you're real poor, but just having love for the sake of love. And in fact, she even talks in her aria about loving a student instead of someone who would have great wealth.
Era felice un dì, a te volava il cuore, la speme mia valì, povero amor, povero amor. L'ardente mio desir, l'amor frenare, non so. Ciel si ria martir, qual fine avrà, qual fine era felice un dì, a te volava il cuore, la speme mia fallì, misero amor, misero amor, la speme mia fallì, misero amor, misero amor.
Thank you, Edgar, for that lovely arietta by Bellini. People probably know Bellini better for his opera Norma, but those short little ariettas were used for this competition for the entry into the conservatory. We know that at this time, it was the end of an era for the type of singers in Italian opera that we call the castrati. But truly, in this particular arietta, the range for the singer is that of the male alto, which is just perfect for Edgar. The song ends with the lyrics, La speme mia falli, misero amore, and then it repeats, misero amore, or in English, my hope caused her miserable love. Oh, miserable love. So we have another type of love song there, one that will give you miserable love.
There was a tiny pretty bird who saw the garden fruit, then took his fill. A tiny pretty bird, so free, I could not but take my chance as he. A trace will trap him, hidden in that bed, that loveless summer couldn't know his fate. My trace will trap him, hidden in that bed, that loveless summer couldn't know his fate. Sad fate, sad fate, sad fate, sad fate. Were I a tiny pretty bird so free, I'd rather stay than take a risk. Were I a tiny pretty bird so free, I'd rather stay than take a risk. As he, risk as he, risk as he, risk as he, risk as he, as he. That songbird found, the songbird found a dainty lovely hand. That songbird found, the songbird found a dainty lovely hand. And then does he, a willing captive stand. And then does he, a willing captive stand. Were I a tiny pretty bird so free, I'd linger not, but take my chance. Were I a tiny pretty bird so free, I'd linger not, but take my chance. As he, as he, as he, as he, as he, as he.
Thank you, ensemble, for that lovely rendition of Brahms' waltz, love song waltz. Thank you particularly to Alex Diaz for his solo role in the song. In this particular selection, we had the entire ensemble. We had Amanda, Alex, Brandenburg, second soprano, Edgar, alto, Alex Diaz. We have two Alexes in the ensemble. Alex Brandenburg, alto, Alex Diaz, tenor. Juan Eugenio as baritone, and Lovell, who sings bass in this particular selection. Andrea DeVito is our second pianist. I really like the last line of that song that they just sang, that love song waltz. It says, were I a tiny, pretty bird so free, I'd linger not, but take my chance as he. And what chance is he taking? Of course, it's the chance to be free for love.
living for you is easy living. It's easy to live when you're in love, and I'm so in love. There's nothing in life but you. Never regret the years I'm giving. They're easy to give when you're in love. I'm happy to do whatever I do for you. For you. Maybe I'm a fool, but it's fun. People say you rule me with one wave of your hand. Darling, it's grand. They just don't understand. Living for you is easy living. It's easy to live when you're in love, and I'm so in love. There's nothing in life but you. There's nothing in life but you.
We thank Alex Brandenburg for her rendition of Easy Living. We know that Easy Living was a jazz standard written by Ralph Ranger and lyrics by Leo Robin in 1937 for a film called Easy Living. We also know that other jazz performers, jazz artists, such as Billie Holiday, recorded this and made this tune a famous tune. And there's also one line, I like in each of these songs that we're singing, there's always one line in that song, that love song, that sort of grabs me. And the one line from this song that sort of holds on to me is this: it's easy to live when you are in love. Think about that. It's easy to live when you are in love.
Eres tú,
Eres tú, eres tú, eres tú. Literally translated, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, so that includes me, it is you or you are. And over throughout the song, we have eres tú. It is you are. And what are you? You are like a promise, like a summer morning, like a smile. You are like my hope. You are like a fresh rain in my hands, like a strong breeze. You are the water of my fountain. You are the warmth in my home, like the fire in my fireplace, the wheat in my bread. You are like my poem. You are like a guitar in the night. You are all my horizon. That's how you are. What a beautiful expression of one person praising the love that they have for another person and comparing, making all these similes with them and how they relate to all the beautiful things of nature, of life. I thank Samantha for her beautiful soprano riffs that she sang in this selection as well.
Mi corazón se fue en busca de una ilusión que diera aliento a mi ser, a mi loca pasión. Mi corazón se fue y en el camino encontró tan solo desilusión y un amargo rencor. Triste de mí que no tendrá ni un solo amor en mi corazón que calme todo el fuego de mi alma. Mi corazón volvió con el inmenso pesar de no encontrar un amor que consuele mi afán. Triste de mí que no tendrá ni un solo amor en mi corazón que calme todo el fuego de mi alma. Mi corazón volvió con el inmenso pesar de no encontrar un amor que consuele mi afán.
Edgar, thank you for the beautiful rendition of this Lecuona song. A great deal of Lecuona's music was first introduced to mass American audiences by, you won't believe this, Desi Arnaz, a fellow Cuban and Lucille Ball's spouse. We probably all remember Desi and Lucy from the I Love Lucy series on TV. When you listen to Lecuona's music, there's always this tropical tinge to it that makes his music so specific to Cuba. And Lecuona's talent for composition influenced the entire Latin American world in a quite similar way to the way that George Gershwin influenced the musical style in the United States. In his case, Lecuona's case, raising Cuban music to a classical status, as George Gershwin made a lady of jazz and included this style of music, which became eventually classical music. So this is a real good segue into the next portion of our concert, where we will have a medley of songs by Gershwin and Porter.
Love that is, love that was, love that someday might be. The subject is dear to writers of songs in every century. In ours, as masters of very high order, are gents by the names of Gershwin and Porter, who wrote about love of many a hue, melancholy, jubilant, wistful, and blue. So tell us of love, Sir George and Sir Cole, its joy and its grief. Let the love songs roll.
Do it, even educated, flee. Do it, let's fall in love.
In Spain, the best supper sets to it. Lithuanians, and let's do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. The Dutch Amsterdam do it, not to mention the Finns. For since I am do it, think of mystifies me.
Tell me, what shall it be? You have the power to hypnotize me. Let me live beneath your spell. Do that you do so well. For you do something to me that nobody else could do. When the mellow moon begins to beam, every night I dream a little dream. And of course, Prince Charming is a thing for me. Although I realize as well as you, it is seldom that a dream comes true. To me, it's clear that he'll appear. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll look at me and smile. I'll understand. And in a little while, he'll take my hand. And though it seems absurd, I know we both won't say a word.
Maybe she will meet him Sunday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still, I'm sure she'll meet him one day, maybe Tuesday will be a good news day.
He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Who would you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love.
Sleep in the country.
There never was so much love.
It was just one of those things, just one of those crazy things, one of those bells that
Ding dong
don't
rings,
just one of those things. It was just one of those nights, just one of those fabulous nights, a trip to the moon on gossamer wings, just one of those things. If we would have been on the end of it when we started painting the town, we'd have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear, and amen, amen. Here's hoping we meet now and then. It was great fun, but it was just that makes us sing. It plays a part in every heart, and every heart is shouting encore.
Sweeping the
Love
country,
is sweeping the country,
waves
waves of the shore. All the sexes from Maine to Texas have never known such love before. See them bathing and cooing like the birds above. Each girl and boy alike sharing joy alike feels the passion and soon be national. Love is sweeping the country. And never such love. Never so much love.
Finally, before I introduce our last song, I would like to tell you a little bit about the difficulties of producing such a program like this in the time of COVID. Our singers, while sitting far apart in the pews with masks, rehearsed here in the church. It's not an easy feat for a singer when they need to breathe to sing wearing a mask, and they sat in the various sections away from each other, far away from each other in the church as we rehearsed. We opened the doors so that the aerosols might be dispersed while we were rehearsing our singing, and they were also distanced far from the piano. When we recorded, they were spaced at least 6 feet apart. I know that because I used a tape measure to set out the chairs, stands, and microphones. It's not easy to sing close harmony, as in several of our selections, when you're spaced so far apart. But yet, they did so. They've been real troopers, preparing their music and faithfully rehearsing to present this program. In fact, I will tell you that the singers expressed their gratitude to me and the church for going ahead with this program, because now, in the time of COVID, not only do they have little income, but they have even less of an opportunity to do what they do best, and that is to perform. And for me, now in addition to being a music director and playing piano and playing the organ and directing the choir and selecting music and getting liturgies ready for the church, I have a new job. I've become a video director and a producer as well. At my age, imagine these new careers. These are very interesting times, and we are all doing the best that we can. We're very grateful to the St. Thomas Episcopal Parish Church and School Endowment for underwriting this program as an extension of our parish outreach to the greater Miami community. We hope that next year we'll be able to present a love song concert like this for you, however, live, in person, and with our refreshments. Always in the back of my mind are those refreshments. To conclude our program today, we'd like to perform a song for you by Luigi Creatore, Hugo Peretti. You probably think it's an opera aria, huh? And George David Weiss, made famous, of course, by none other than Elvis Presley. Can't Help Falling in Love. Finally, a thank you for attending our virtual concert tonight, and we hope that in the future you will attend other concerts sponsored by St. Thomas Episcopal Church, and we really hope that next year we'll be able to do this love song concert live and in person. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Sing your love songs. Good evening.